Right, this is a quick road test for a Honda Civic Type R GT, and this particular car is registered DX07WOY and has covered 59,137 miles. As you may know, if we've had time to do the walk around video, just to briefly explain again, this car's just had the 2 private owners from new, which is very, very rare on Type Rs. You find multiple owners on them, not just the bad cars. I think people just kind of want to get out of their system, just have a go in one and do it and own one. But obviously it's the way it's been looked after mechanically which sets it apart from virtually any others out there. Just 2 Honda owners have looked after this car from new. It just feels it as soon as you drive it. Point to the video really is we want customers to see our cars in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, you know, if there's anything about the vehicle, good, bad or otherwise, we can relay it back to you. And we do them on the roads very close to our business as well, so should in theory be representative of what any prospective buyer might feel themselves. I always start with the videos with the engines and go through the mechanical bits first and foremost, and then I'll talk more about the car in due course. The engine of the vehicle, obviously it's a cliche to say, it's kind of sort of iconic. It certainly is. These Honda VTEC engines are absolutely sensational, and this is about as good as an example as you'll ever drive or feel. Starts, first press the button, it's so smooth, beautifully looked after, as I said, by the Honda dealers. It feels as fresh as it was when it came off the production line. Revs with it's just so clean and crisp in its revving. Picks up with more torque than you'd give it credit for, because obviously it's, you know, famed for its top end and its ability to rev out, but wow, what a lovely flexible unit it really is. There's none of that artificial anti-lag and stuff they put on these horrible turbo engines these days. It's, you know, it's really there. Engine, I said, there's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, in all honesty. And I'll just go through the puddles nice and slowly. Don't want to get the car covered in mud. But the engine is absolutely spot on. It really is. As I said, I've had enough of these to know, you know, you know the ones that have been tinkered with and driven very hard. They just start to feel a bit tired, a little bit sort of. But this is wonderful. Engine then drives through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch in the car, perfect. Absolutely bites dead on the right spot. The clutch actuation is lovely and precise. Bites perfectly. There's no clicks or squeaks from the clutch pedal of the actuation of it. It's got a lovely sort of solid. They're slightly heavy. Obviously, it's heavier duty than the standard Civics, and I really like that. It just adds to the sort of sensation of driving the car. You've got to physically drive this car. And then onto the, you know, another one of these brilliant Type R gearboxes. It's just kind of rifle bolt quick in terms of its actuation. It's just fantastic. It really is. It's, you know, there's going to be owners of the new Honda Civic Type Rs out there with the turbo engines listening to that soundtrack thinking, what have I done? Because it's such a shame with emissions rules and everything that the manufacturer's hands have been forced, really. This is a stupendous car, it really is. So in terms of, so that's just it's getting cold, it's 3 degrees outside, so the light's just pinged on. Engine, clutch, gearbox, perfect, absolutely perfect. And I would, if there's an issue with it, I would tell you, so don't think I wouldn't. It's something that I always tell my customers. The car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations, no wandering through the steering of the car at all. That's good, but what I should be able to relate back is just how tight the whole car feels. The only one I had one which had done about 21,000 miles years ago, exactly the same spec as this. Mine was in black, and it felt exactly the same as this. It just feels brand new. I cannot detect a single ounce of wear through the steering or the suspension. There's no noises, there's no clonks, there's no bangs, there's nothing coming through the car at all. And again, when we talk about full service histories and full main dealer histories, this is the benefit. You've got a car here that no expense has been spared, all the little things have been attended to, no doubt, over the years, and it's the next owner will be the beneficiary of other people's hard work and investment. And it's faultless, simply faultless. Brakes on the car, solid pedal. Again, no vibrations when I hit the pedal hard, so it's just that sort of discs, pads and everything are in good order underneath. Although it's going to go for pre-delivery inspection once this video is done. But in essence, mechanically, I genuinely cannot fault it. And it's not to say I'm looking for, I'm looking harder at this car because obviously of the history it's got, and I'm not giving it any allowance. And genuinely, if I could find an issue with it, I would do so, but I simply cannot. Looking around inside the car, again, this is going to be kind of a bit of a repeated theme. I can only find one thing on this car internally that I can fault it for, because it is absolutely immaculate in here. Apart from the very common gear shift surround there. Just they wear out, they always did. Shows it's genuine as much as anything else. Those can be bought off eBay or Amazon these days for 10 quid. It takes about 20 minutes to fit a new one. I'm leaving it, I'm not touching it. I don't want to make this anything other than completely original. So if someone wants to do it, it can be done. It's very easy, but that is about the sum total. Inside, there's not a squeak, there's not a rattle. The plastics look like they're factory new. When we get the cars cleaned, they're normally sort of given a bit of silicone on them to brighten them up. I won't be doing that on this car. It just is way too original. Dashboard, I've said on my previous videos, I think it just adds to the fun of owning one of these cars. It could be nothing other than a Type R in here. Really nicely done, fantastically comfortable seats, really supportive. This does create seriously hygiene when you go through the corners. It grips like a little limper, it really does. Fantastically agile chassis, and so the seats, again, complement it beautifully. But inside, we've got a dashboard which is just a great place to sit and actually have fun in the car. Now this is a big spec car with all the additional bits on the outside, the rage alloys, and kind of the blackened sort of aero bits on the car, which really, they're not boy racerish, they look fantastic on the car. But inside here we've obviously got this big optional large screen sat nav system, which is all fully functional, as hopefully you can see. Obviously got the big rotary knob on here, which means sort of going through sort of various functions of the vehicle, makes it really simple. Beautifully made, beautifully assembled, just fantastically, brilliantly easy to use as well. The main part of the dashboard is my favourite part, this two-tier dashboard in front. On the Type R's, obviously it glows this beautiful red colour, but it's just so nice to use. And it's important in the standard Civics for safety, but probably more so on these, which encourages more, let's say, spirited driving. This high-up display for the MPH, because you're going to want to watch your speed in these cars. You get up to speed very quickly indeed. But rather than taking your eyes off the road like you do in a conventional car to take in the speed, which means momentarily you're taking your eyes off the road, on this one, this high-up display means as I'm looking at the road ahead, I can see exactly the speed I'm doing out the corner of my eye. Hardly have to take my eyes off the road at all. It's a brilliant system, absolutely brilliant, and everything in the car I've touched and pressed works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Coming down below that, we've got the more conventional binnacle, but even that's not truly conventional, because you've got the kind of this floating information system coming out from this really big dominating rev counter, and obviously that's a very important feature on a car which revs so keenly and so eagerly as this car. Temperature gauge reading exactly a third, and that's exactly where you want it to be on the car. It's just such a great car. It's you know, only sort of the sharpest ridges actually catch the chassis out. It's not as hard riding. You read the old press, I mean, it's laughable. It's perfectly comfortable, but what's brilliant about it is the chassis and the steering complement each other beautifully. At corners like this, tiny little turn of the wheel, absolutely no body roll worth mentioning going through, and the car just kind of flows through the corners. You know, so it's got steering that's sharp, but a chassis that's sharp enough to keep up with it, and vice versa. It's, as a package, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful car. On top of which, in all honesty, it's probably the best engine of its era. You know, because it's not only, you know, in terms of horsepower per litre, one of the most efficient and powerful, but it manages to do it in a way that it's smooth in operation. It sounds wonderful, but it's got a longevity and reliability, you know, utterly unmatched. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful unit. Cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to change on it. But yeah, no, fantastic car. If there's anything I missed out on the video, please don't hesitate to call us. We'll be happy to answer any questions you might have, but as you can probably gauge from the video, you come to see or possibly buy one of the very best examples.